Hey, what's good? What's happening, everybody? Y'all already know who this is. It's definitely your favorite soulful child. Shark coming back at you once again. And y'all, I'm telling you, I got the fire. I got the artist of the week, Silvio, man. He's a jazz player, man. He plays a saxophone, producer, out here killing the game. And he's also featured on P.E.G podcast for Artist of the Week. So, Silvio, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
Hey, it's always love when we meet new people, man. It's always love. And so, how your day been today?
Good, good. I just finished teaching my music school.
You got a music
Pretty
school?
long. Yeah, yeah. I teach
Um,
piano, saxophone.
oh man,
All
you play multiple instruments, huh?
yeah, yeah.
How many instruments do you play?
Uh, I would say 4 or 5 different
Four or
instruments:
five. So the saxophone, piano,
saxophone, piano, drums.
drums.
Uh, um, you got flute, clarinet,
Okay.
and a bit of guitar, bass, stuff like
Hey,
that.
I like that. I like that. So, where did you started playing? Where? Well,
I
when did
started
you started playing?
playing when I was like 8, around there, and I played the piano because we had a piano at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I was interested in like the marching band. I was excited about the marching band in my town. It's like a Italian thing that every little town has their own marching band. And so my parents bought me an instrument that I could play in the marching band. It wasn't the piano because piano it's hard to drag around when
Right.
you're marching. Uh, but yeah, so I played the saxophone since I was 9. Got into the conservatory and started studying.
Hey, you said it's called Torino, Italia, right?
Yeah,
What part of Italy is that? Well, it
it's
Torino.
north near Milan, like west of Milan.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
My wife actually went to Italy last year. It was Italia. She went to Italia, Italy. I don't know how far that is from where you are.
What is the name again of the place?
Italia.
Italia.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name for Italy in Italian. I would say, but I don't know. Maybe there's a town called Italia.
Could be. That's what she was telling me she was at. So I don't
Mm.
know. I like to go there and see. And
Should come. Should come
hey, I
visit.
should. Yeah, man. Hey, that's on the list right there. Gotta come out. Hear you playing everything. Support. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Hit
Hey,
me up.
so huh?
Hit me up. If you're in Torino.
I will. I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna let you know. So, what made you pick up the saxophone? You know, you play many instruments, but what made you pick up
Mm.
that instrument?
It was, as I said, I think when I was little, I pointed out at the tuba and it was too big for me. So my parents thought to give me something smaller. And I was just attracted by the brass.
Oh, well, I know my brother. He played like the French horn. I don't know how close that is to a saxophone. I know he played like the French horn. He played the snare drums, the steel drums. So he played a couple flutes himself. But I always wanted him to play the sax, but wouldn't play the sax because people wanted him to play the sax. I just thought
Mm.
that was always like a cool instrument, like the saxophone. You know, it's very very smooth. You get a
Yeah.
lot of ladies with that. Like you get a lot of people attracted with the saxophone.
Yeah. It's very, I would say, attractive instrument.
Yeah. So you're really good. So what made you start doing your own instrumentals with the saxophone?
I was kind of like I was being like playing in bands and being kind of like the side man, and all my jazz compositions weren't really going to be like heard by people because very few people listen to jazz. I feel like, and especially
Mm.
original jazz. So I started like looking for a style that was like more like inclusive, and I started producing music. I started like making pop, trap, soul trap, and I said I can use my creativity on that as well. So now
That's
I'm
very
doing songs.
unique. It's definitely a sound that I haven't heard before. So you definitely got some there. So the pieces that you put together, as far as like the saxophones and even the instrumentals that you have, what was the most creative piece that you put together with the saxophone?
Sorry, say one more time. The most.
So, what was the most creative piece that you have put together with the saxophone?
Well, I would say the last release is the first of the series that I'm gonna be releasing, and I would say that's the most like creative because I'm putting together soul trap and like sax, jazz, like
Oh,
R&B style. You know, like it's like a bit of an experiment. I didn't really hear anybody do it. I think.
the first piece. It's the first time you're doing it.
Yeah, I've been doing. I had stuff in my hard disk. I still didn't release it, but
Mm. Can't wait
yeah,
to hear
that
it.
one. Yeah, that one was one that I had that I made, and then I released like few days after, and I just
Oh.
did it. It was just like, okay, this is good. Out.
How did it feel when you did it?
It was cool. It was cool.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool. Do you make all your instrumentals yourself?
yeah. I do.
That's dope. I really think that's dope. You know, so many people that would like, especially artists, that if they knew how to make their own beats and like their own instrumentals, straight off just straight instruments itself, they'll be dope. You know, it's very rare to see people that makes their own straight scratch instrumentals. You know, that's really dope.
Yeah.
And then you do it with a saxophone, so you got the sexy mix with it. You know, so that's dope, man. That's really dope. So was it hard learning the saxophone?
It was a long like process. I was okay with the saxophone already from a very young age, but then I got into jazz, and that world completely made me feel like I couldn't do anything, you know, because like I was good at playing like a couple of keys and kind of sound cool and stuff. But then there was all this world, so I kind of got lost in the jazz.
Right.
Uh, I think if you have a good teacher, you will learn, and if you have passion, you will learn quickly.
Okay. Okay. Hey, that may be something I might have to dab into a little bit. I've always been attracted to the saxophone. You know, I think it's very
Do
cool.
it.
Do it. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just
You
because
love
you
it.
said it.
If you love it,
I do. I've always liked it. But my brother, he's always been a person like, oh, he does music. I do singing. I don't know. People always feel like you can't do more than one.
you can do a little bit, like just play a little bit every day.
Yeah. I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna sound as good as you.
You
Can we
can.
get there?
I
All
think you
right. All
can. You can
right.
sound as good as you.
Okay, I like that. So on that piece that you submit for, that you'll be featuring on P.E.G podcast, explain some of the things that you felt when you was putting that piece together.
Okay. I was kind of getting into like uh, I wanted to do stuff. I just wanted to just make something. I was kind of feeling like inspired, and I was trying to inspire myself to take action somehow.
Yeah.
And so there's a little bit of spiritual behind that. Uh, and I just like start playing with it, and the thing about composing music like that, it's all about like making choices and decisions and saying like, okay, I'm gonna choose this thing, or and then from here I'm gonna go there, and then when I'm there, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go this way, and all of this took place in one day. So I use a harmonizer for the saxophone. So like I use a pedal, FX pedal,
Mm-hmm.
that splits the sound of the saxophone in different notes.
Mm-hmm.
So I instead of making everything with the keyboards and stuff like that, actually there's very little keyboard in that. There's basically just saxophone and a beat, pretty
Oh,
much.
that's
If you
dope.
listen to it,
That's
yeah,
dope. It really vibes you out. Like I love it because it's just like you don't even have to have words with it. It speaks enough. You know. So it actually speaks the feeling that you said, and then like as I'm vibing out, it's like a whole different world. And you didn't even put any lyrics to it, just a beat with the saxophone. So I'm very blown away that you was able to do that because you don't really see many people do that these days, you know. So
yeah,
and the
yeah.
way you grasp the sound Very unique. I'm like, bro, he is so dope. He's definitely so dope, So good, does a good job, So
Appreciate it.
what?
Thank you.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So what are some goals right now well, what are your biggest goal right now that you're trying to reach?
Um, um, I would like to keep on going like, and producing an album and as much music as I can, so that people that ask me for more music, they have it. uh, yeah, and um, yeah, just like getting better at playing the saxophone and be able to play that and share with the world, and hopefully get something back as well. Like in terms of like if I don't have to look for a different strategy in life, I wish I could just play the saxophone and enjoy and share. Like and keep doing it. Yeah,
Do you connect with a lot of artists that way? People that want to be on your instrumentals as well. You connect with them hard.
yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
dope. Having your original piece with an artist on there that what I'm saying. That raps or
Mhm.
sing. That's really dope. Me, you don't even have to have anything at all, and it's just straight fire. So keep up the
Mhm.
good job, man. I'm definitely loving it. So, what are some other projects in the future that you're looking to drop?
I got one song coming up tomorrow. I'm gonna do the mixing with it. A friend of mine is helping me out because I also want to learn always from the best people that I know. So I know what I want. I just gonna have him show me some techniques, that I wanna learn,
Yeah.
and hopefully it will be released within the next weeks. So the next song will be out like in the
Hey,
next weeks.
so y'all got to definitely tune in to that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to hear his piece, it will be play on the PEG podcast. It's dope. It's fire. I love it. So man, you definitely doing great things out here. For any listeners or viewers that's watching today, if they wanted to follow you, man, where can they go find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Silvio underscore music underscore official, or anywhere on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. You just look for Silvio Sax, and that's me.
Sax. Hey, hey, man, that's so much fire, y'all. Go check out his song. It's dope. It's fire. And I'm telling you, if you have not heard of an instrumental that speaks to you without even putting lyrics to it, that one speaks to you and he created himself. So that's dope. That's fire. And if you want to know more about Silvio, you got to go follow him. You got to go follow his music everywhere on all platforms. And man, I appreciate you coming to the P.E.G podcast for Artists of the Week,
My
man.
pleasure.
Listen, and it's love, and I pray that you continue to prosper even from here, man. Even from here. So before we end the podcast, is there anything for us, like any artists out there, is something that you want to leave with them to give them hope to do maybe some things that you're doing, create new sounds, create new visions. Is there a word that you want to leave with them to help them do that?
Uh, just trust your creative powers
Mm.
within you.
Yeah, yeah, we all got those creative powers. So trust your creative powers. And if look, you didn't hear it from us today or tomorrow, know that Shar loves you, Silvio loves you, and go check out his music, man. Let's get it and let's go. Hey y'all, stay blessed, y'all.